Today's episode is brought to you by Mazars.
SoundCartel.
Consumers today are more savvy than ever. They know what they want and their expectations are high, be it on price, corporate social responsibility, service or the like. So disappoint them and they'll move to a competitor in the blink of an eye. From SoundCartel, I'm Nicole Goodman and this is Business Essentials Daily. Maintaining customer loyalty is incredibly challenging these days. So when your customers choose to walk away and not return, what do you reckon are the biggest reasons? Innovator, entrepreneur and CEO mentor Neville Christie has been looking at the research about why customers leave. He says there are so many more choices for customers these days, and that's a factor. But there are bigger picture issues at stake. Neville boils it down to 4 key factors. And the first, he tells Heather Dawson, is all about ethics.
Many people now see businesses as unethical, and that's because of the banks and charging people while they're dead and things like that. Secondly, the notion that many businesses are not keeping up with the technological and economic and social changes, and so they're being seen as obsolete. The third reason is that businesses as a generic are not being criticised so much for profit making, but for predatory pricing, not adding enough value, not contributing enough, not tailoring the offering enough to the needs of the customer or the consumer. And the fourth reason is that it's perceived that specific businesses just can't deliver on their promises. So they're good at marketing and market puff and making promises. But when it comes to service delivery and actually delivering on time to budget what they say, they're not so good at. And we see this enormously in the government sector, for example, whenever a contract is let out, you add a couple of $1 billion on the top of that to cover for all the fact that they can't deliver.
Well, people might direct their ire at big business or the politicians.
Yes.
What about small business? Does it apply to them equally?
Of course it does. In some instances, we know anecdotally and from research that one of the benefits of being a small business is that ideally, at least, the smaller business is closer to the customer, gets to know the customer and has virtually a friendship. But the research is indicating that with computers and social media and the whole changes, that direct one-to-one, face-to-face contact with the customer is being lost. And I think we've all had the terrifying experience of ringing even a small business and, we know that your time is valuable and we'll be back, for you in 49 minutes and you're the 92nd in a queue. That somehow is not what it's all about, is it?
No, that's right. And you've got quite a frightening statistic, Neville, about the attitudes in B2B as well.
Yes, I was just reading a study the other day that, and of course the study is a study, it's only a sample, but it was saying that of the people surveyed, and I think they surveyed about 3,000 businesses in a number of countries, that 56% of those businesses said that right now they will only buy from other businesses as a supplier or a service provider when they have a continuing ongoing program, first of all, of innovation, and secondly, of ensuring that those innovations are tailored to the need of that second business. And I am positive that that number is going to grow. So the non-innovating businesses that is saying it's business as usual are going to find that it's business as unusual in the future. Yes.
Right. And this is going to get worse and worse, presumably, unless...
I think it's going to get worse and better. I think the people that stay the same, I will make a prediction, many of those, I'll say 80% of businesses that don't innovate now and don't change will be out of business in 5 years' time.
And this is a real leadership issue, isn't it?
And it's a real innovating issue. It's a real saying, I have to change. I have to create a better value offering. Because part of what the research is really indicating, and I think this is quite staggering, the first thing is they're saying that profit is okay. We accept that. But you as a business working for the good of your shareholders and your stakeholders is no longer adequate. You need to be working for the good of all. And part of working for the good of all is that you as a business need to be an agent of social change. There's lots wrong in the world. You're the ones who've got to fix it. Secondly, you have to show genuine and real concern and evidence, be transparent that you genuinely care for the planet and are doing something about it, and that you care for people and you're doing something about it. And thirdly, they're saying we want products that add more value. It's not good enough to be a consultant who comes in, takes my watch, tells me what time it is, and then takes my watch away. That's no longer good enough.
So it's a lot of hard thinking on the part of the leaders of our small businesses as well as the
small,
big
medium
businesses.
and large. And I think the biggest area is really the medium-sized business, the businesses that have at least 10 or more people. That's the area where the rubber's hitting the road the most.
And what should a business owner do then? Should just get together with the team, or
yes.
What's your advice?
On my website, I've listed 7 ways that we can innovate, because I think it is about innovating. And if I can remember them, the first might be that you simply create a team of people inside and outside the firm, what I call a strategic innovation board, to start innovating, looking at your business and working on it. The second is that if you're a really small business, you might create a network of peers, so people that don't compete with you but who are friendly to you, maybe even some clients, and get them together to help the process of innovation. The third one is you might join a global community of innovators, innovatingcosmos.com. The fourth one is join our CEO Mentor Roundtable, which is all about 15 people innovating collaboratively. They're the sort of ways that you can innovate.
That was entrepreneur Neville Christie. This episode of Business Essentials Daily is produced by the team at SoundCartel. Thanks for listening. I'm Nicole Goodman. We'll bring you more Be Daily tomorrow. Follow @BE Daily Podcast across social media and head to bedaily.com.au for more from the Business Essentials Daily podcast. SoundCartel. This episode was brought to you by Mazars. To find out more, visit mazars.com.au. That's mazars.com.au.